Let's get into this game. Thank you, of course, for joining us. It is Duckville here. I am bringing you some Dota 2 action from the GosuCup, hosted by Gosu Gamers and, of course, powered by MSI Notebook Gigabyte and the lovely Ava Media. Doc, we're going to be watching a match between one of the biggest teams in the C region, of course, competing in the TI2. It is Orange. They're going to be facing up against KP, one of the teams with quite a few Vietnamese players in the team, and we'll jump straight into that right now. So if you want to go through the picks and bans and whatnot for the moment.
Yeah, KP, they were the Radiant side. They got the first ban. They banned out Rubik. The reply from Orange was the Naga Siren. KP then chose to ban out the Templar Assassin, which we saw a very useful play with last game. Orange replies and takes out Leshrac. So, obvious choices for heroes coming in the banning phase, the Rubik and Templar Assassin. Banning out the Leshrac leaves KP to pick up the Darkseer though, so I'm wondering what Orange's response to this might be. Because of the way the bans have been swapped around, instead of banning 3 in the first phase, you only ban 2. There's a lot of things still open and available. Chaos Knight is available, Bounty Hunter is available, which we've seen a lot of play recently. The Invoker is still in there. We haven't seen him because he's usually been banned out in the second phase. Nature's Prophet also normally gets a ban in the first phase. That has been picked up. And they're going to take Tide Hunter as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've had interesting picks there. I mean, it's maybe they're going for the green team.
It's a possibility.
I mean, yeah.
I've seen a blue team before, and
oh wow,
there we go.
Oh wow.
Windrunner synergizes well with the Darkseer, but Batrider, we have not seen him at all today. And with the recent patches, the 6.75B patch, Batrider got a lot of buffs, especially to his sticky napalm.
Yeah, and I mean he's a very decent mid as well. You can take him mid, and he'll be fine against quite a lot of the heroes. I believe it was Puppy who was speaking just recently about how you can throw a Batrider mid against the TA, and unlike quite a lot of heroes, the TA would probably not have a fun time winning that lane. You can obviously put the sticky napalm down. You can use flame break to throw that out every now and then if you know where the TA has melded or something like that. You can also put out the Firefly too.
Deal a huge amount of bonus damage whenever Batrider attacks. So then he just lifts to the sky and uses the flame wings, and it does a huge amount of damage. It melts through the refraction charges. It's a decent pick. He also lanes very well because he can destroy a huge amount of trees and get so much vision, especially for the Radiant side. If he's on the top lane, he gets so much vision by destroying those trees. He could then easily rotate out of that lane, but it gives the Darkseer just a huge amount of vision that he would only ever get with wards otherwise.
Yeah, and I think that's something a little bit underrated as well, is that ability, even though it's not as if you'll go into a game and say, you know what, I'm going to destroy all the trees. It's something where it does give you a really nice benefit if you can utilize that.
Yeah. In the meantime, the last pickup for Orange was the Queen of Pain. Obviously, they found their mid hero with that.
Yep.
Bans now coming out. KP take out Tiny and Chaos Knight. Orange have taken out the Tinker and Enigma. So, Tinker and Enigma, both of those are useful heroes. Tinker would obviously be teleporting all over the place. Enigma, black hole, you can never rule him out.
Yep.
The reply is Tiny and Chaos Knight, and now Invoker as well. They're taking out mid-heroes, but heroes which also carry on very well into the late game. Tiny, obviously with his his Avalanche and his Toss combination, the rolling damage that it does is a huge amount. Chaos Knight Reality Rift, Illusions, the Chaos Stun, huge amount of damage coming out from him. Invoker, depending on how you play him, can become incredibly fast and zip across the map, and you can't catch him.
Yep.
Or he just blows everyone up with his Invoke of Exort skills. Final ban coming out from Orange was Broodmother. We've not seen Broodmother at all today, but that's the first time it's been banned.
And there's that Shadow Fiend.
We mentioned before the broadcast, Shadow Fiend was picked up by them in the last game, so maybe KP have got a strategy coming into this game. They want to try out with the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, exactly. Is that rain? Is that actually the rain, like in the background?
It is.
I can slightly hear it now. Like, I don't know.
It's gotten a lot heavier.
If you get flooded, let me know, just so you know I can, tell the guys in the chat that you're about to be flooded out or something like that.
Luckily, I live in Liverpool, and we're at the very top of the hill with regards to where the river lies and things. But yeah, at least I'm not living where I was living last year in York, because York got incredibly flooded about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it's just very heavy rain, but well,
that's right.
It doesn't get anywhere.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Just make sure you when you can hear it getting heavy, make sure you talk louder as well, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to hear you, because that's insane stuff going on. Anyway, the picks coming out of KP, we can see them picking up the Shadow Fiend. That's obviously going to go to SOS, who in the previous 2 games that KP has played in, SOS has gotten a Divine Rapier and has obviously been having quite a fun time in those previous games. So we'll see how he goes with that. It looks as if Orange have now picked up a Dragon Knight, of course adding to their not only their late game potential, but also adding in that beautiful stun that he provides, along with that extra little bit of tankiness as well.
Yeah, Dragon Knight has had a really fun time recently with the recent patches. A lot of people have been trying to pick him up again. The other person, other dragon which has been picked up recently, has been Jakiro. He's had a lot of fun with the recent buffs to his Icy Path, now being nicknamed the Ice Fisser, just because it does almost as much damage and as much range as Earthshaker's Fisser.
Yeah, exactly. And he's become one of the best supporting heroes. You see him quite a lot, as you said, just because it's a really nice stun. Where previously it was it wasn't very unreliable. It was that you wouldn't
choose
put all your money on it. Yeah,
the fire and the flame breath.
Exactly, and it just didn't really sync as well as it does now. And as you said, with Macropire going down straight after the path, you're pretty much guaranteed to get quite a lot of damage into a hero. Not only that, but even if he's by himself, sometimes when you may get caught out, he can still do a lot of damage by himself. But anyway, as we see, looks as if
KP take up the Disruptor, who's seen a lot of play recently. He's a very nice hero. He's able to glimpse people back in and silence them with that large ultimate. The final pick which came out for Orange was, I think, one of their favourite heroes, the Shadow Shaman. I've seen them play it a lot recently, and a lot before the International 2 as well. They enjoy playing with his shackles and his hex. He's able to disarm the opponents for quite a while. So
we've just got perhaps a bit of a lag issue here, but so we may need to rehost, which would be just quite annoying. But anyway, server is set to Singapore. Well, it definitely should be. This is the GosuCup Asia server. In terms of the teams, we've currently got KP down here on the Radiant. We have Mon, who will be taking up the Bat Rider. Kosu is going to take Windrunner. Kenty is on Darkseer. And SOS is taking the Shadow Fiend. Of course, as I mentioned, he's the player who has been doing really well with him in those previous games. And Kushark is on Disruptor. But apparently...
Yeah, it looks like we're going to
regame. Fun times. So, forget everything we said. We can now... Alright, so we can pretty much just forget every single thing which we just went over and we're all wise about and all that kind of stuff. Because we had to rehearse because there was an issue with lag for the KP team. Apparently just a bit unsure of what was going on. Oh, it's fine.
It again. I don't want it following me. Join it again. It should be fine. Oh! They just went with us being as spectators. Never mind.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. All right. So we're now going to go through that whole thing again, which is all a bit of fun.
Disconnect again. They forgot to change the mode to all pick rather than. They forgot to change the mode to all pick rather than captain's mode. So.
We're
Final times are chart on.
Wait, hang on. They forgot to put it on captain's mode? But it was on captain's mode.
No, it was on captain's mode. It should have been an all pick because they've already picked the heroes. So.
Oh right. Oh sorry. Yeah, of course.
We swapped over to all pick so that they can choose their heroes again.
Yeah. All right. We're back in it again this time. Back to all pick mode because we're going to pick the same heroes. Don't want to go through the pick stage again where everyone's all tense and doing all kind of crazy things. So I'll get this brilliant little overlay even though it's totally not needed. Pick your heroes, boys, and they all do. Of course, just we'll go over those heroes again in a second once we get in. Da, 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 da. So, now get everyone back to where they were before, and the battle begins in a second. And Bumblefish making a comment about my poster behind me. It's dude, it was like $1 or something like that. How much was it? Ali B? I can't remember. Anyway.
And we finally
get the heroes picked, yep. Okay, so shout out to my MQ from Mon. Now we've got, as we said, SOS is going to take the Shadow Fiend. There you go, shout out to Mother Michelle Pippin. Oh, is that you, Mishimosh? I see. We've got Mon on the Bat Rider, of course. Kosu taking Windrunner. We have Kenty on the Darkseer, and looking to just run away through the middle section of the map is Kushark on the Disruptor. Meanwhile, for Orange, the powerhouse team, taking the Tide Hunter with the Hammerhead, which is awesome, and the squiddy thing, whatever. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called.
Not sure. Have a quick look in the thing. It's called Squiddles.
Squiddles, that's right.
Toy.
Yeah.
A mythical stuffed toy.
So taking the Tide Hunter with Squiddles is X. He's going to have XY alongside him with the Dragon Knight. Ice is going to take the Shadow Shaman, and in the middle is going to be Yamate, who did a brilliant job in the previous game as the TA. Down the bottom is going to be the Nature's Prophet, which will be taken by Fried Butterflies, aka Ice 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 from Zenith. So we'll get straight into this very quickly here. It looks as if we're going to have some interesting lanes. Do you want to tell us about the Radiant lanes, Doc?
Yes, starting with the top lane, we have the Windrunner and Disruptor going against what appears to be a tri-lane of Tidehunter, Shadow Shaman, and the Dragon Knight. And it looks as though we're looking at... It was looking like a potential gank with Shadow Shaman coming up through the river. They were all waiting around the rune point at the river on the top side before the battle began. They weren't able to get a pre-battle gank. It looks as though it's now going to turn into a pretty regular tri-lane top versus a dual lane. Going over to middle, you have obviously the Bat Rider going up against the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain already sitting with 4 charges on her. 5 charges, make that. It's going to have to blink away to safety because at 5 charges, that's half the max. That could be a lot of damage coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally, at the bottom lane, we have Shadow Fiend and Darkseer, already Ion shelling himself, going up against a laning Nature's Prophet. Something you don't normally see. We normally see Nature's Prophet go into a jungle sort of position, but obviously they want to have the Tidehunter doing the push-pull work on the top lane, so Nature's Prophet has been forced to go to the off lane.
Yeah, so a couple of interesting things I've noticed. I'm pretty sure, given the history of the Shadow Fiend controlled by the SOS, I think this Darkseer is going to jump into the jungle as soon as he is able to. I don't think he'd want to sort of sit here and take up some of that farm. Meanwhile, up at the top, it looks as if, yeah, we've caught out Ice a little bit.
Bat Rider almost died. He went to 9 HP after the Queen of Pain's Shadow Strike went through. Almost ticked him over, but just wasn't enough. So already trading blows middle lane. Bat Rider, very low health. I'll have to do more than pop a couple of tangos. I think he might even need to go back to base, or he's in very dire straits. He might even give away first blood.
Up at the top, speaking of which, yeah, look at this, we got Windrunner caught out, we did see a shackle, then there is of course the stun from DK, we've now got the Prophet up here, and it is actually Ice who takes the first blood of the game. He then gets a little bit stuck in the side, but he's actually using a beautiful trick to cut down some of the trees. He even gets a few hits on Kushak, a couple of TPs coming in to save the day, but they will not save him. However, Ice is going to go down to a tower shot, and maybe even Ice is going to get caught out here too. So looks as if he's trying to get away by eating as many trees as he can. He's going to get away a little bit, but I don't think he's going to get too far.
In and the Ion Shell, and finally a couple of last clicks from the Disruptor.
Very cool.
I'm not sure what eventually killed him. It might have been tick over from the Ion Shell.
Yeah, I think it was.
Went as a split assist rather than kill. Shadow Shaman died to the tower to try and save Nature's Prophet, but he was able to kill off. Let's see. He was able to kill off both Disruptor and Windrunner, so both of the main heroes for the top lane.
Yeah, and just speaking of the top lane, we actually had. We had KP warding. They had a ward across in the forest here just to keep an eye on what was going on in that side to see if any of those ganks were coming through, but it was immediately dewarded by the Shadow Shaman of Ice. So now XY's got a little bit of a free farm up here for the moment. Disruptor not really able to go too far, but it does look as if he's going to have some help with Kenty coming up. He's going to be able to put down a Ion Shell, and he does that straight away, looking to get a little bit of damage on Ice, but I don't think he's going to.
He wasn't in range, he wasn't close enough to do any sort of damage to him with the shell.
Yep.
Having a quick look in mid and the creep score, Bat Rider's not having a decent time of it. He's only sitting at 7 for 1 and level 4. Queen of Pain was able to dominate after getting him to 9 health. He didn't go back immediately, and he was nowhere near finishing off his bottle, so she's been able to have free reign of the entire lane. She's about to pop level 6, and she's looking in really good shape. She has complete control over the midsection of the map.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see as well, considering that. Oh, there he goes, Yamate putting out the initiation with that. With the ultimate there, and it takes down Mon in the middle, yeah.
And a battle seems to be wanting to happen in the mid lane by the top. Rune, she's popped a bottle charge and started running after the Darkseer, but with a surge he's out, and that's the end of that. They're not going for the kill there.
I think they were trying to herd. Kenty up into the secret shop because Scythe has actually teleported across, thinking that was going to be the plan of action there, but it didn't actually happen.
Staying there, and he wants to go on Mon 24, who's playing the Bat Rider in mid. Could actually happen. We've seen already how powerful Queen of Pain is. She's already sitting at level 7. The Bat Rider's still only at level 4, so Windrunner's coming through as well, trying to help the Bat Rider.
Not going to catch him.
That's going to be it. Nothing's going to happen here.
I don't mean to be alarmist.
So while all this is going on, this is like we've mentioned it a couple of times now. Down in the bottom, we've got SOS farming up a storm. He's up to 35 and 12 denies, so he's certainly doing his best to continue on with that beautiful farm, which he has obviously had in those previous games. And so he's going to try and counteract how well that Quap is doing in the middle. So Quap of Yamate is now up to the... Wow, 41-21, but yeah, up at top it looks as if...
just died to Shadow Shaman's shackles.
Yeah.
And it looks as though Darkseer is about to take a fall as well now. He
Darkseer,
got murdered by Dragon Knight popping ultimate form and killing the poison. Windrunner able to get a revenge against Tidehunter, but she's about to die now to the Queen of Pain.
Yep.
So 3 for 1 up on... sorry, 2 for 1 up on top. Or was it 3 for 1?
It was 3. It was Disruptor who went down first, not Windrunner.
Disruptor died, but came back immediately. It was a 3 for 1 trade. That's not looking good for KP. They really don't want to be losing more than gaining in these fights.
Looks as if we're going to have Mon coming in, trying to use the Flaming Lasso to bring one of those heroes along, but he actually gets taken down straight away. Yamate coming back inside the middle lane and puts the hurt down on him with the Queen of Pain power, obviously doing quite a lot of damage there. The Sonic Wave up at level 1 doing 350 damage, which is obviously quite a lot to deal with. And we've got to pause at the moment because SOS is disconnected. So we're going to wait for him. Let's just look at the items here for KP. We've got a Soul Ring on Darkseer, the Kenty doing a nice job with that. For the Disruptor of Kushark, he doesn't really have too much, but he's sort of been pushed out of the lane and is obviously playing a little bit more of a support role. Kosu, on the other hand, is also in the same sort of position, pushed out of the lane a bit and has not been able to farm too much. Down in the bottom, they're, I suppose you could say, their main champion that they're really waiting to utilize is SOS on his Shadow Fiend, who currently has his power treads and has 1200 in the bank. So do you want to go over?
He has his maximum amount of souls for his level as well. He does have a full 28 souls in his passive due to his Necromastery. So he's looking to do really well as soon as he's able to activate his ultimate.
Yeah, and if you want to go over Dire.
Yeah, looking at the Dire, starting with the Tidehunter, he's currently sitting up in the jungle. He's only level 4, but his main role is to pull this creep camp. There are 3, I think, in this camp.
That's 3, yeah.
So he's doing well. He's using that time now to farm up and start getting towards what he wants. Shadow Shaman, also, he's more of a supportish role, but he's been doing really well. He already has a kill on him. Not got much in the way of items, though. Only 1 Tango, having just used his second one, and 3 Iron Branches. So he's not looking at the gold, really. He's just looking at the ways he can support, mostly with the Shackles and the Hex. Queen of Pain, highest level on the map, shared with Dragon Knight. A lot of mana used to screen down the Bat Rider. She has a bottle and a mantle of intelligence. She has got a point booster, so I'm looking at this.
Gives her a bit of health, at least, to
yeah,
start with.
I think she's going towards the Void Stone pretty early. So next, probably Mana Boots or something like that. She does need the mana, though. She's at 65, so she has enough for one blink, but if she gets Rune Control again, which is pretty easy to right now, she should be fine. She has enough power already to kill a lot of the heroes on KP side. Nature's Prophet, where's he at the moment? He is back at base. He has boots and a Basilius ring and 1,000 gold on him, so he might be wanting to work towards maybe even that Hand of Midas now. He's instead gone for a Medallion of Courage. That would be useful later on.
Dragon
Knight. Yeah, Dragon Knight, also the highest level on the board. Power Treads, Soul Ring, and a Stout Shield, and the Donkey is currently bringing to him the recipe for his magic wand, a Null Talisman, and
which would go out to Quab.
That will go out to the Queen of Pain. Yep. A TP scroll as well. Who's that? That's also going to the Queen of Pain. So, but at least magic wand will be finished for Dragon Knight. Useful keeping those stick charges, especially when the Windrunner wants to use her Windrun.
Looks like there'll be another gank up on the top. Wow.
Yeah.
Windrunner getting caught out. Gosu just going down in a breath of flame there. DK coming across, throwing that down, and of course,
getting the last hit with a shock. 3 points into Ether Shock. Really high level of shock damage coming out.
Yeah. Quab coming in with a haste down to try and hunt down that Disruptor. Puts down the Glimpse to get her out of the battle, but she has already done enough damage. The rest of the team has dived. Yeah, dived down the lane.
Ground, still taking it from the tower, but is able to do a lot of damage onto the darts here, but gets picked up by the Bat Rider. Might not be able to blink away to safety in time.
Looks like she will. That is actually pretty incredible that Yamate has gotten away from that. He's trying to...
The Bat Rider goes the wrong way. The Windrunner, I don't think, spotted her in time, and then decided to run the other way instead of running towards her and trying to stop her from leaving. So, missed opportunity to kill off the Queen of Pain then.
Yeah, exactly. Just unfortunate to miss out on that, but they did get those other 2 kills, which was quite... or 3 kills, I think it was 3 actually, which was quite nice. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, we do have SOS trying to do his best to farm up, but looks like Ice has come down to the bottom to try and have a quick look at what's going on. We're just looking at the difference in gold earned. We've got it now over 5,000 for Orange, so they're doing quite a nice job there. The XP earned is also in around about the same region as well, so they are ahead by quite a bit. It's not a game-breaking level just yet, but it's certainly looking a little bit unfortunate for KP right at this moment.
Looking at what items they might want to go for next. Dragon Knight has 1,700 gold. He might be looking to finish up his Vanguard before going for another item. We'll have to see what he does there. Queen of Pain, 1,000 gold. Now just popped 1,100 gold. I'm really thinking that she wants to go for the Void Stone as quickly as possible, but she might be just saving up for now. Tidehunter, almost 1,000 gold. Have to see what he does with that. But yeah, Dire side have a lot of gold. It's just what they want to do with these items.
Speaking of which, of course, the Mr. Prophet farming up quite a lot there. Was looking for the gank down on bottom, but they didn't actually get it because SOS was quick enough to get away. Didn't actually go down at all there. We did get an attempted gank from Yamate and Ice, but not working out.
He did use his Medallion of Courage. He's used his gold to buy up towards what will be a mechanism. He has the headdress and the recipe for the buckler.
Yep. And wow. Gosu just going down again in just a quick burst of flames. The stun from XY on the DK, and then of course the gush from X. He's now level 6, so he's going to have his Ravage available for those big team fights. And wow, Down at
Now it's
Roshan.
time to do Roshan.
Apparently now, yeah.
Surfboards and Treants coming in to help this one out. One of the Treants was being lazy, slacking off at the back behind the Serpent Wards, not actually doing any sort of damage. But they've already been able to bring him down, and with the medallion as well, he's now to -1 armor. This is going to be a very quick Roshan.
It's the old 12-minute Roshan with 2 of the int heroes in the game.
Yeah, make of that what you will.
Yeah.
The Aegis going to the Nature's Prophet.
Yep. Gives him the nice ability to bounce around.
So what you can do as Orange, you say, oh, so you're playing this sort of hero. We're going to kill all of your heroes, and then we'll take Roshan at 12 minutes with the Nature's Prophet. So, yeah. Was that part of the plan all along? Picking up the Shadow Shaman, getting up to level 6, and then popping the Serpent Wards?
Looks like there is going to be an attempted gank on the bottom. Yamate is coming in with the Queen of Pain. Does get the gets the dagger off, but he's not going to kill him. I think he's going to escape. He gets out just in time. SOS in the nick.
There wasn't any stuns.
Yeah, no stuns available for Orange to try and take him down, so he was easily able to get out of there. Looks as if they are going to try and get this tower out of the way, which they're certainly going to do. Yamate
4
gets
heroes,
that one.
1 tower. I think the heroes will win that one.
Yeah, just a bit.
Tiny bit. Dragon Knight's able to farm up the mid while this is happening. He's already gotten his Ogre Club and his Mithril Hammer. He is 200 away from completing a full BKB.
At the 13-minute mark.
Yeah, good times to be a Dragon Knight.
Yeah, exactly. Another beautiful initiation on Kenti, and he goes down from the Sonic Wave, and then of course the dagger as well, the Shadow Strike I should say as well. Meanwhile, it looks as if Orange are going to try and get rid of this tower as well. In the middle there was another gank.
They were trying to kill off the Dragon Knight. He pops his ultimate form. Instead, Queen of Pain TP's back and is able to kill the Bat Rider, who is harassing.
Looks as if SOS might get a kill here, but he's being smashed apart by that Prophet. And then he dies, lets loose that extra ulti. Meanwhile, again, Yamate just demolishing any hero he comes in contact with. And XY does stay alive despite being attacked at 3 separate points. They're now going to continue on trying to get Gosu in the middle with the Windrunner. Blink in, there's the Shadow Strike, the Prophet as well, and Ice does a beautiful job. But Queen of Pain, Yamate, is the one who takes that kill.
Yeah, there's just a number of buybacks which happened there, and Darkseer, I think, died twice during that. I'm not sure whether he bought back or not. It'll tell me if I